Moscow has ordered the withdrawal of all Russian troops from the southern Ukrainian city of Kherson. The city of Kherson was the only regional capital to be captured by Russia since the Russian invasion of Ukraine began in February. Western analysts say Ukrainian forces have continued their advance on Kherson from 3 directions and have recaptured some areas northeast of the city. Meanwhile, Moscow announced on Wednesday that it was withdrawing Russian troops from the city of Kherson in the face of continued Ukrainian attacks. It is likely that these Russian troops could be cornered on the west bank of the Dnipro River if the supply of logistics is cut off. General Sergei Surovikin, Moscow's army commander, says it is no longer possible to continue supplying logistics to the city of Kherson. "I know this is a difficult decision, but we will protect the lives of our soldiers and the ability of our forces to fight," said General Surovikin in an announcement on TV. Big blow to Putin. The BBC's Hugo Bachega says the troop withdrawal is a major blow for Russia and Vladimir Putin and a major victory for Ukraine. The city of Kherson, on the banks of the Dnipro River near the mouth of the Black Sea, is not far from Crimea, which Russia annexed in 2014. If Ukraine retakes Kherson, it can be seen as opening the door to retaking Crimea. This is why keeping Kherson under Russian control is important, say analysts. Russian troops have targeted bridges along supply routes since Ukraine launched its counteroffensive in August. In this work, they were using advanced long-range missiles provided by Western countries. Military analysts say the situation turned dire for the Russians because they were unable to supply their troops in Kherson with supplies. However, Ukrainian President Zelensky says that his country is proceeding very cautiously with regard to Russia's announcement. Ukrainian officials are also skeptical because there are still Russian troops in the city of Kherson and it is not yet clear what they intend to do. Mikhailo Podolyak, an advisor to Ukraine's president, said he had seen no evidence that Russian troops were leaving without a fight. BBC analyst James Waterhouse reports from Kyiv that analysts say Russian troops are prioritizing their withdrawal but also delaying the advance of Ukrainian troops. This means the fight will continue and Kyiv will not see it as an opportunity. It is also unlikely that Ukrainian tanks will enter the city of Kherson unimpeded as victors, he said. The latest British government assessment says Russian forces may have planted mines there to delay Ukrainian troops from advancing. In his response, U.S. President Joe Biden said that the decision to withdraw Russian forces from Kherson shows that the Russian military is indeed in trouble. On the other hand, U.S. top General Mark Milley says that since the start of the war in Ukraine, more than 100,000 Russian soldiers and 40,000 civilians have been killed. He said in New York that the number of dead Ukrainian soldiers would be about 100,000. Evacuation of residents from Kherson stopped. The Ukrainian army, on the other hand, says that Russian forces have stopped evacuating residents of occupied Kherson out of the city because people are not willing to go that way. Thousands of people have already been evacuated from the city, but Kyiv says it was done by force. The Ukrainian military says the Russians have also stopped paying social benefits and salaries to local residents.